Now tuned into the greatest.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever this message reaches you, listening to another episode 6 from the podcast. I am your 5'9" host with sophisticated ignorance. Pooché.
Okay.
All right. I'm just playing. I mean, just kidding. I did the new run. Y'all ain't seen weapons. They ain't seen weapons.
Y'all seen weapons.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see
Tell the
it.
people who you are.
Because what's going on, y'all? It is your aunt, the aunt, Amanda B.
Amanda
going on?
B. I got to think of an audio for you, baby. We'll get there.
We'll get there. It's okay.
Anyways, what's going on, y'all? Y'all heard me say it once. Y'all heard me say it again. It's your uncle boy. Uncle Pooché, 5'9" host, 6 from the podcast is us. We are guestless this week. Had to get back to new morale. But thank you to the last two people who came through these last 2 weeks, Mikey B and Yessie. Thank you guys so very much. Yee. You know, we got a lot of feedback from those last 2 episodes about wanting to be guests on the podcast, and I ain't gonna lie, man. Touch my heart. Right here. But I definitely appreciate y'all who, are interested in podcasting over here with us. If you are, slide in the DMs at 6 Feet Under podcast. I'll put that in the bio because I always fuck up the ad on that. But anyways, y'all know what it is. DM the podcast page if you want to be a guest.
You want to be a guest.
If you want to be a guest. Yeah, that's why you DM the page. Because you want to be a guest. Emphasis on that because we'll get back to that later, okay? But no, DM the page if you want to be a guest. And, a lot of people ask, they're like, yo, how can I be a guest? What do I need to do to be a guest? And my only prerequisite, I guess, I think that's the word you use in this situation, is that you have something to promote or you got something to talk about. I can't make these episodes for you. I know I appreciate people being supporters. You notice I don't use the words fans. I don't believe in that word fans. I don't have enough going on to have fans yet, but I do have support. And so if you want to support the podcast by being on the podcast, just have something to say on the podcast. I think that's nice, right?
I mean, I think that's okay. It is your platform, and because we live in LA, so.
Yeah. Oh man, it's my house and I live here. Kids don't even know why that's funny. Anyways.
A purpose.
Whatever, Latrell.
They don't know.
Nah, but no, deadass, I appreciate y'all who want to be on the podcast. And as always, in this time, I like to give a shout outs to Petty Cat Studios, shout outs to Alex, shout outs to Mark. Again, man, this thing here, it look pretty, don't it? It look good, don't it? It looks sexy, don't it? That's all because of Petty Cat Studios, baby. Petty cash. Yeah, petty cash. Nah, but bring your ass down to Petty Cash Studio, man. If you got a podcast, you got something you want to get off, you got some ideas you want to get off, you got somebody you want to talk about, you got some coworkers that's getting on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Start you a podcast. Come talk about them on this podcast. I'm just playing. Nah, but no, seriously though. Bring your ass down to Petty Cash, bro. These guys know what they're doing out here. And before I forget, please remember to like, subscribe, share the podcast. This thing ain't gonna grow, baby, if they don't know. If they don't know, they won't show and it won't grow. Okay. So you got to let us get subscribed to. Yeah. All right. Anyways, Auntie.
What? Uncle. I just want to yell it back.
You just want to yell back at me? It's that time again.
It's that time?
It's time.
Do kids know why that's funny? No.
I don't know, but I can see a bunch of motherfuckers memeing me off that. It's that time of the week.
It is that time of the week.
Where we talk about the TV show that we are watching. Mm-hmm. That TV show at the current moment is The Sopranos.
Woke up this morning.
That intro's so damn long.
Ooh, y'all.
I can fall asleep, wake up, and that shit's still playing.
It's still playing. I'm on season 6.
Okay.
We are episode 5?
Yeah.
Because Tony has been laid up for 3 episodes.
I do not want to see James Gandolfini laying in a bed for 3 hours ever again. I mean, I never will see. Rest in peace.
Jeez.
But them 3 episodes at the beginning of the last season. No, you talking about, we're on season 6. Sorry.
I said season 6.
Oh, sorry. You said episode 5.
I said episode 5 season. Yeah, season
Marijuana,
6.
Ladies and gentlemen. It makes you forget shit. Anyways, yeah. So go ahead.
He's back with Carmela. Carmela took him back. He was like, all that stuff that I was doing, yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more. And she was like, you got to be serious about it, Tony. And he was like, yeah, I am. Proceeds to eat food. So they're back together. Yep. Adriana gone.
Adriana's gone.
Again, go watch the show. And the people that have watched the show, I appreciate their interactions.
Shout out to you, Heather.
Shout outs to you, girl. My girl Christine too. She said she had to bust out the old Soprano DVDs. My aunt is watching.
Shout outs to
y'all. Welcome.
You guys are welcome.
Because people are like, man, you bringing up old memories, or they were like, oh, I remember when Adriana was gone. Yeah. Yes, Adriana.
You know what?
I'm
gonna like this ale just for Adriana.
Yeah,
this one's for Adriana.
This one's for you, girl, with a hot pink lighter, girl. She loved Christopher. She loved Christopher. There is nothing that shows me more that I made the right choice to change my lifestyle than watching Adriana get popped. They popped my girl. Rest in peace to you, girl. Okay, yeah, it's like you're celebrating her death. This is...
well, see, here's the thing, bro.
This one's for you, and he's over there skitty scatting, Jamaica bopping.
I'm just saying, Adriana got what was coming for her.
Did you emphasis on me saying that I'm very happy I changed my life? Because they were young.
Adriana could have left Christopher so many times.
So many times when you mean the third time again?
Adriana was
when
taking
you are
left
captivated
hook,
by
right
love.
Hook. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because you already know there's gonna be people on here that's like, it's hard. It's hard to leave.
Listen, I understand it's hard.
It is.
But understood after the third haymaker. Adriana's jaw was made out of stone.
Yeah, she literally died for a second that last time.
She was taking him on the chin. Now, all right, let me get serious for a second. Now, I feel very bad for Adriana. Adriana should not have been murdered, but Adriana also should not have been that green.
She wasn't green. She was just because green is like you are literally like. Whoop, 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 whoop. But she fucking knew. In the back of her head, she knew. Because ain't no man that love you like that gonna keep knocking you in your lip.
Yeah, true.
It was the early 2000s as well.
Yeah. So for me, this is what happens, right? When I think about Adriana, what makes me feel bad about her and for her is the fact that she truly just wanted a friend. Like we talked about it before.
She did.
Adriana kind of bleeds into what we're going to talk about today, which is it's sad when you are a genuine person, but that always gets taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, your genuality can be your downfall if you don't know how to set the right type of boundaries. And she did not know how to set the right type of boundaries. The moment it got too deep for her, I hate to say it like that, she should have dipped. She didn't. She stuck around. She either liked the lifestyle or she thought she could change, bro. And that's what makes me hurt the most for her, is that she thought she could change him. She can't. Obviously she can't change nobody's TV show, but she couldn't change him.
But it's so realistic.
No, that was realistic.
Like, because she wanted a friend because she was having to tell the FBI agents like about him, and she wanted to also vent. And they were like, okay, well, what color was the car when Christopher? And she was like, you don't even care. No. And it's like, no, girl, they don't care. They don't get paid to care.
No, they don't get paid to care.
And that's where I was like, I feel so sad because she just really wants to she wants to trust that every human she come across will, look at the other side. Yeah. No, their grass is burnt, girl. It's brown. They don't water that shit at all.
No. No, it was sad to see her go out like that. When she's crying in the car with Seal. Shout out to Seal, by the way. Like holding.
Yeah.
Just for 6-7 years straight. That was crazy. Just holding that face. But nah, when they killed her and she was crying in the car, that's when I did feel bad for her. I did, because it was like she knew she made the wrong decision. And it was even sadder.
Should have left that man.
Well, the episode prior, Tony just said to her, like, yo, like, come over and we'll have a family dinner.
Yeah.
So like that just shows how close, like in how close she thought she was with them. Yeah. And it's like, nah, baby, you ain't that close.
And they were like, did you do anything in front of her? And he was like, I made a couple drops. And Tony just looked at him like, you can't do business in front of the wives. Is what basically
Absolutely.
Was his advice to him. So
doing business with your wife, around your wife, is kind of dangerous. And that is why I appreciate today's sponsor that lets me work with my wife. Wafers. Nah, man, for real though. Shout outs to Wafers. Shout outs to the good people over at Wafers. As always, I'm smoking on some Wafers. Sun grown. I know some of you guys say I don't do sun grown. All right, that's cool. But in my opinion, if you don't smoke what comes from the sun, use a bum. But hey, I could be wrong. But guess what? You clicked on my page, you clicked on my YouTube, you clicked on my show, so I'm right.
I mean, honestly, just one input on the sun-grown comment before we do jump in, because you talking shit about me smoking pure flower
Do you hear me?
is really wild to me, because I have to be like, I don't really have to be shit, but I choose to be humble that you choose to spend $75 on an eighth and you have 3 t-shirts. But I can't say, but you could talk about me smoking 14 grams that runs me $25.
Yeah.
That actually smokes good as well.
Well, as you know, we talk about this as, Mary Jane connoisseurs. It's all perspective. You know, you go what you want to go with, what you like. I do not believe in dropping $80 on something that I can go through in 7 days.
I don't.
Some people do. And they believe it because they either A, got the budget, or that's what they like.
Well, do what you do.
Absolutely, do it.
But it's the motherfuckers that do not. Choose what you want to do. But you making a comment on me smoking sun-grown weed, the weed your mama, your mama's mama, your Uncle Joe was smoking.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what they were smoking on that 70s show. Okay?
This is where I get a little jaded, and I know people would be like, oh, how could you say that? But I get a little jaded because I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, okay, so it's one thing to diss somebody for not having a nice pair of shoes. It's one thing to diss somebody for not having a nicer car than you. It's one thing to try to flex on somebody for having a bigger house. But trying to diss me because you smoke stronger weed than me,
like,
has to be some of the dumbest shit.
Your tolerance hella weak. Like,
you smoking boof. You smoking mid.
Like, I
don't give a damn. I smoke what I want to smoke.
You're smoking mid.
I smoke how I want to smoke. I don't go into the damn job and smack the squeezy out of your hand and tell you it's left, right.
Yeah.
All right? Wash my damn car and do it the right way. Yeah. I'm going to smoke my weed how I want to smoke my weed. You buy your weed how you want to buy your weed. It's fine. If you don't like sun-grown weed, that's fine, bro. They sponsor my podcast. So it is what it is, daddy. I like them. If you don't like them, that's cool.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's your business, in the words of my girl.
That's your business.
Tia with the brim.
So today's episode is sponsored by upset stay-at-home moms. No, just kidding.
I was like, baby.
What?
Upset stay-at-home mothers.
I don't even know who I'm being shady to right now.
I was like, who are you? I don't know. All my friends with kids work.
That's why I said that. I'm like, I don't know no stay-at-home moms.
They be working, honey.
Nah, today's episode. Well, Auntie, tell everybody what today's episode's about, because you came up with the concept.
I mean, I just thought it was really good for us to. I mean, since we're on a platform and we're being consistent, talking about how me and you maintain how we work together. It's been really lots of levels. I've got questions multiple times on how we maintain a work relationship. We have the regular audacities from both sexes while we're present working. And just somebody, I brought it up because just like 2 weeks ago, I think I said somebody was like, I don't know how you guys work together. And I was like, I'm sorry that hasn't come to you yet.
What does this person that said that, were they single?
I actually don't know. Because they just said it on Instagram. I don't know if they're single.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, which we are, I believe, in my personal opinion, let me say this. I don't know anything for facts because I'm not a deity. I'm not a god. I don't know these things. But when I was a young boy, I knew from a young age that I wanted to work with my significant other in some form of way and make money and hopefully make a lot of money and hopefully make it legally so I can stay out of jail. And so for me, it's not one of those things when I hear people talk about like, how do you guys work together? How can y'all like, work together so easily? It's not even a question. I always wanted this. Actually, to me, it would be weird not to.
Yeah.
In my personal life, my parents, they work together. My parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, elders.
Yeah, elder.
Keith Sr., my mother, Mrs. Johnson, they are just opening up their own grocery store. So seeing my parents work together my whole life in any form, in every form, made me think that this is normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I never thought working with my wife was not going to be an option. Actually, in my eyes, if I knew I would not be able to date certain people just based off the fact that I couldn't work with them. And that's funny because to me, I figured, and again, I'm being jaded and I know I'm being naive in saying this, but I figured that working with your wife would be a dream. It'd be a plus. One, you get to work with a woman that, knows you and understands you. And then you also get to work with a woman whose ass you get to feel on. So it all goes hand in hand to me, baby. It honestly is more so you get to work with somebody who, has your back. So most jobs, bro, and I'm not saying this is directly at my job or directly to anybody I know personally, but at most jobs, it's really dog eat dog.
Yeah.
It's really like, hey, everybody's just trying to get that one promotion, or try to get their own promotion or whatever it may be. And for the most part, I found it that brings out the worst in people. So to work with your wife or your significant other, to me, it always sounds so fucking ideal because it was like, what my wife gonna slit my throat for the promotion? Right. Like, I hope not. But if it brings money to her, then in essence, it brings money to me, and obviously and vice versa. So working with you was always going to be in the plan, or there was going to be no plan for me personally. So that's just my opinion with working with a significant other. What about you?
I mean, honestly, I fully agree with you on just like having the vision of wanting to work with my significant other, because I did see my aunt helped her husband out a lot, her ex-husband. When I was younger, she helped him out a lot. She was like by his side on a team player. And ultimately, I saw a lot of my friends' parents who they didn't work together at all. So I obviously had an understanding that like you have to be able to work together to have something, to maintain like a successful unionship.
Absolutely.
So I'm very, very grateful that we work so well with each other, because that has always been my visions. And just like you said, like, this isn't shitting on your previous relationships as we're grown now, but that was a big thing of like, I, pulling in a good portion of the work. And so we just maintain a really good partnership because one, our vision is the same. It's identical in success. And then we teach each other things, which then brings us, which is all I've wanted, is to be able to learn something from my significant other as well. Ultimately, me always being the teacher,
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy that you said what you just said, because I remember, years and years ago when I first started doing this podcast, and if you guys were there, which few you were.
Hi.
Yeah, she was. If you guys were there, you heard me say this, but years and years ago when I was still living in my parents' basement and I was trying to figure out how to get out of my parents' basement, because I knew that although I had a good life and having my parents be able to offer me the opportunity to live with them, I wanted my own thing. I needed my own thing. That's human nature. My parents needed me to have my own thing just in case their thing don't work out and they got another leg to stand on. That's how life should work in my eyes, right? But anyways, when I was trying to get out of my parents' basement, one thing I would say about myself that I learned for my future relationships were I could not be dependent on my significant other. You can rely on your significant other. You can relate to your significant other. You can, co-mingle with your significant other. But being dependent 24/7, 365 is not going to lead to success. Eventually she's going to break. He's going to break. And not because they're bad people, but because as humans, we need a break. Because even the most self-reliant person, even the most like, oh yeah, come for me for help type person, eventually looks at you and they're like, motherfucker, you don't know how to get this? You don't know how to do this? Like, you need me at all times? And I kind of realized that was probably a flaw of mine in the past. And I said, you know what? I need to work on being a better leader. I need to, if I want a woman to stick around, I need to be able to lead by example, one, and then lead by showing her things she don't know. And whatever that is, I don't know what it is, but that's just like the common interest in dating. Like, you know, whatever she doesn't know will be something I know and I'll be able to show it to her. What if she don't like it? Well, if she likes me enough, she'll learn to like it, or she'll learn an interest or find an interest. Well, what if she don't? Well, she don't like me that much, bro. And she gonna want to learn. And that's the same thing goes for men too. If you're not willing to learn more about your woman outside of the bedroom, you don't like her. If you're not willing to know more about your woman outside of just how nice she looks with certain clothes on, you don't like her. If you're not willing to be able to please your woman outside of physically going up in her, you don't like her. And that's not the reality for most people. Most people relate their connection or their love to their lust or whatever fantasy they got going on, and they realize too late that, damn, I'm not really in love with this person. Hence, you know, what I was saying earlier about like it not working out because we couldn't work. And one of the things I would say, not trying to brag, but like whenever my relationships will end, I would say like, I know it's not going to work because we don't work together. And you know what will make me laugh?
Just maturity.
Yeah,
though, like...
it would just make me laugh because I would be like, well, what were me and that person supposed to work on anyways? I don't know. We never got to that point because we don't work together. And so for me, as I said earlier, you know, when I started this podcast a long time ago, you were there. You were probably one of the first 100 people there. Not even probably, you were one of the first 100 people there. It just happens to be, now you went from being one of the first 100 people to listen to my podcast to being the person I'm married to. Huh? How does that work out, right? Because it's supposed to work out.
I mean, I just think that sun-grown. Again, it's not a bash. It's just more signs of maturity on understanding and being set in what you would like in your partnership. Okay, they don't just say in sickness and in health. You know, for richer, for poor. Like, okay, we're now in our 30s maintaining, first of all, our lifestyle.
Speak on it for me.
We are constantly finding ways to maintain our lifestyle to go after the goals that we have agreed to, because we also learned how to work with each other. It wasn't like we just got together and we were just like, and it wasn't like we got together and we were working poorly, but there's things and avenues that we realized that we had to work out to make sure that we can, you know, maintain a long working relationship to build. Like, we work these events.
Auntie's so modest, y'all. So what happened was Uncle was very broke.
I'm modest.
Your uncle was very broke.
Be like, and then when you was a broke ass mother.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Effer.
Yeah, when you ain't had no money, you was a broke motherfucker. Nah. I had no money. I mean, I still have none, but I had less money than I have now. And it was going on about 6 months of us dating. I'm telling you all the origin story of how we became business partners, by the way. And what occurred was I was sick and tired of having no money. And I was sick and tired of, you know, just having the aunt be able to foot the bill when we went out to eat, or, you know, when rent came up, she would pay our portion or whatever, right? And I sat her down, I took you to BJ's, and I said to you, let me be your manager. I said that I will, I don't got much experience and you'll be my first client, but we'll be manager and talent to each other, but to the public we'll be equals. And if it works, it works. And if it don't, shit, I don't know. And that's all I could say at the time, because, you know, realistically, one thing I knew back then is the same thing I knew now, is that I had a goal. I had a vision, but also had a goal. So, you know, when you look at my life or you look at where I am in life, like, if you like it, thank you. I appreciate that. I've worked really hard to get here. But I'm not done.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near where I want to be. not even on my best day am I close to it. And I can't see that day coming for at least 10 to 15 years, not because the goal is so far, but because I want to go so far. And I know we can go so far with what we can do in life. So it's like one of those things where like working with your significant other to me is a fun ass journey. You know, it's not just a sitcom where everything is neatly, wrapped up at the end and we all back and happy and sitting on the couch. No, motherfucker, there is to be continued every single day with this. And is it easy? No. Obviously, like you said, we didn't just learn how to do this off the bat so easily. We weren't Ike and Tina Turner.
Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not at all. I think we just had to learn how to trust each other even stronger than we did because these people will, and not even like talking to girls or talking to guys, just like trust to make sure that we represent what we had, what we're working for appropriately. Yeah. Because these people be people in and they test you.
Tell them how they test you.
Well, which time are we talking about?
I mean, you can give a generalization.
I mean, we work events. Like when there was a gentleman at an event who literally towered over me and asked me or literally said, you look as good, or you look as good as this chicken, or you look as good as that, what you're eating. What are you eating? Oh. And then you had to pull up and say chicken. Like that was earlier though, before people knew we were. Yeah. Together. I mean, even you being the boss, because in reality, you're the boss. And people will constantly judge as if you're only putting me to work.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, like you're taking money out of people's pockets as if we don't deserve to grow our family. But if I wasn't good, it probably would be more relevant. And that's me being humble.
That was literally the point I was gonna make. Like I try my best. I strive when it comes to anything I do with work. If it comes to paying people, like I give people the same opportunity that I give you. You know, obviously for you, it may be a little bit air quotes easier because I'm driving to the location and you ain't got to catch a ride. But outside of that, that's the only thing that's easier. Like, I don't be like, oh, you sit down, oh, you stand up, and she just stand over here in the corner. No, that's what I'm saying, if anything, like, when I work with you, I try my best to work you even harder than I work other people, simply because, like, I don't believe in no easy rides. And with all due respect, like, that's just what it is. So you didn't get here because of me. You got here with your own merits, your own skills, your own interviewing skills. You got interviewed. That's how you got the job.
I got interviewed. Like, you know what I mean? I did the interview, got the job, did the job for 6 months before anybody knew who I was.
Yeah. So it doesn't, I don't know.
3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now.
To me, bro, I understand how people feel and what people feel about nepotism being a bad thing. And I respect it. But understand this, though. You can't reinvent the wheel, baby. You can't fix this system. It's already broken. If you know somebody that knows somebody that can get you where you want to go, you better go call on to that person, bro.
Go ahead, no.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. A lot of people be like, nepotism, it's not fair. I don't want to hear it.
It's not fair.
It's only not fair because you can't do it, bro. I'm not saying any way of shape and form that it is fair. But again, I feel like if I can give my homie an opportunity to better their life and put money in their pocket, what the fuck I look like putting money in another person's pocket before I put it in my homie's pocket?
If they are doing it accurately and successfully, like my purpose is to succeed in this, then it's not a problem. Because I've always had a problem where you just put him because he is your kin and he over there asking you, what does this mean?
Yeah, if my people not good for the job, then my people not getting the job. But claiming that it's a problem for me to hire somebody that I know that's good for the job is crazy. If you got a homie that's a carpenter, you call on him to do the carpenter work. You got a homie that's an electrician, you call on him to do the electricity work. So when does nepotism become a problem?
When does support the homies become a problem? Because that's where people always be like, well, you know, it ain't right because you need to be putting the opportunities to the people you know, and then you give it to the people you know. Do you get to choose the people that I give it to? Because in this case, it's my wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Well, for me, it's just like I'm going to give opportunity to the person that I know and trust the best initially. That's it. If I don't know you, therefore I don't trust you, therefore I can't offer you it. I can give you all the opportunities in the world, but I can't promise you results.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go with a person that I know that I can at least predict somewhat of what the results will be. We're going with them. But let me say this though. That leads me to another thing. Another thing that I just need to address out loud. Just because you know me, know of me, have my cell phone number, may know what city I was born in, does not give you free access to your boy.
It doesn't.
I ain't got free access to you.
Y'all tripping.
You ain't got free access to me. So therefore, when it comes down to anything that I do, I try to make sure people know all around the lines, like, hey man, don't try to my man me. my man, Pooch. Okay. No.
21 grand.
No, my man, 21 grand. None of that. Get your ass in line with everybody else. All right, we'll be good. And I don't even mean that as a flex. What I mean that is that I am a man of equality. Now, I know earlier someone probably will be like, but you said fairness was stupid. It is. Fair shit is stupid.
But you're open-minded enough to understand where you need to have that level be like. There are tiers. Like, okay, there are people that know when we work an event, you can come on up to us. And we do have the pull to do X, Y, and Z. We don't flaunt and be like, anybody pull up, we got y'all. Pull up on me.
No.
Like, we're not doing that.
No.
I think we pretty humble.
Yeah, I feel like my middle name might as well be humble.
It is.
What I'm saying is that I believe in if you come up to me with respect, I'm going to show you the same respect that I'm going to give that person behind you who may have 100,000 followers, who may have 1 million followers. None of that shit means anything to me. You treat me like a human, I'm going to treat you like a human. That's the equality factor to me. That fair shit, don't believe in it. Equality though, all for it.
Absolutely.
Because for me, what I'm saying with equality is I'm giving you the opportunity or I'm giving you the respect that is equal to what you're giving me. Fair is just simply what you feel like is right in your mind versus what isn't right in what they do or don't get. That's how I view fair, which in California, that generally is the problem. Most folks don't want equality.
It's not fair.
They want what's fair. Okay, cool. Well, your ass is not going to bring in the eyes that this person may bring in. Hey, I didn't say that was fair. I'm just saying that's the equality on it.
The fairness is what is getting me, because how would it be fair for me to just watch somebody else grow in a manner that I know
I could grow
and you were in need of the assistance, i.e. here I am. The fairness is what the people, when they see me working these events and I'm running the table, or, running the cart, like they automatically don't think it's fair because they feel like they want to work the gig.
Well, for people who work with you and work around you that know that we put a lot of work into shit, they understand that this ain't something you just jump in.
Yeah.
But like for people who are not like familiar with how just industry life works, whether it's this industry or any other industry, it's levels to it, boo. Fairness is not a level though. Your experience, your abilities, that's what's going to keep you at a level. So I don't really care about what people's opinions is that I know don't understand the game and how to work with their significant other correctly. Because I know, like, I sound very jaded when I'm like, well, I'm supposed to work with mine. This is how it's supposed to go. Yeah, I sound jaded, but I also worked towards that. Like, I worked for that to be a reality for me. For most folks, I feel like it's just a wish. A lot of people in LA, especially, do a lot of wish working.
Yeah.
They don't actually put nothing to the metal. They don't do nothing that actually is going to benefit their work or their dream, They just wish for the shit to occur. And so for me, last time I wished it was upon a motherfucking star. And I can tell you, it did not take me very far. Okay? And so for me, I learned very easily, wishing ain't gonna do a damn thing for me. So I stopped wishing and I stopped working. All right?
Yeah, I think that it's the people who wished upon a star that then started treating... We've been in this for 3 years.
3 years.
About 3 years.
Doing this. I've been working. I just been overall working in the content creation and cannabis industry for 5 years.
5 years, yeah. But like solely me and you've been working for 3 years, and it's the people who wished they could work with their partner that had the biggest competition with us. Yeah. That felt the need to make it seem like because they not working together appropriately, it's our fault. Then that's where the blame comes in, where people feel like they can call you in the middle of the night and ask you for jobs. Like, that's how far the extension of, well, if I work, then they should be able to work too.
I mean, if she can get a job here, I can get a job here. Calling somebody in the middle of the night asking for a job made me realize real quickly how fast I need to put up boundaries when chopping it up with people. When people,
because tell the people what happened. No.
People what happened.
Because I remember.
I was sleep. It was about, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning.
It was about 2:30 in the morning.
About 2:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And my phone started vibrating. And I was like, what the hell? What the hell?
What the hell? Before what the hell was.
Just kidding. That wasn't a thing.
That wasn't a thing.
And I looked down at my phone, and it just happened to be a female's name calling me. And obviously I had to answer. It was 2:30 in the morning at this point. Now I'm playing. I had to answer because the aunt was sitting right next to me. And yeah, I answered it. And I was like, hello. And on the other end of the phone call was very distraught voice and a very, I want to say saddened. Would you say sad? Would they sad?
It's sad and intoxicated.
And on the other end of the phone call was a young lady who wanted to get a job. And I had to nicely tell her that this was not the appropriate time to call me.
Please, 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 can I have a job, Uncle? Please. In case the people wanted to know what she said, I had it right there on the decky.
As you guys can see, the auntie was very happy with this phone call. For me, though, I'm not going to lie. That was a moment of clarity in our work relationship that will always stand out because it made me realize something about me that I already knew, but I was happy that when it happened, I was like, man, power is blinding. In that moment, that person made me, for the most part, damn near sound like the president of the United States.
Absolutely. I did not.
Yeah, exactly. Have sexual relations with that woman. Because that's what I had to say as soon as I got the phone. Anyways, but she really made me realize how people make people feel more powerful or more important than they are in this city simply because she was in a tight spot. I'm in a bind, Nate.
Yeah.
And because she was in a bind, she thought calling me was going to help because I could put maybe $600 to $1,000 in her pocket. But shorty, to openly, publicly say that you would sell your soul,
like, oh my,
for this job. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's even hard for me to even tell this story now because
it's been so long.
Well, it's been so long, and it's given me more time to even ponder, to think about how fucked up this society can be when it comes down to opportunities. Mm-hmm. Like I said something earlier, I said that I can promise you an opportunity, but I can't promise you the results. And that came to me because I've given people some opportunities. I've hired people, and they probably could say, well, I didn't get paid that much, or I didn't work that much, or I didn't blah, blah. Hey man, what can I do? I can't do nothing about it. I am just a pawn in a system that is an industry. The job is what you make it. But the fact that individual called me and asked me for a job was just like, oh man, I'm such down on my luck. I really need a job. I'm hurting. Like, please, I'll do anything. What?
Anything.
And then, you hear these stories of, how these men, I'm not even going to say nobody's name because I'm not even feel like getting into it. But you hear these stories of these men and these people on these islands and this weird shit and people and getting peed on and all this stuff. You hear all this stuff. And the first thing, if you're me, right, you say to yourself, who would agree to that? Who would sink to that?
I mean, we don't know.
I don't know.
We not there in our mindset.
But that situation, when that person called me crying and told me that they would do anything for a job, made me realize this world is difficult.
They would do anything but work, though.
This world is difficult. And this is a crazy time we live in.
Yeah.
People calling, basically selling their souls for a couple of dollars. And I said to myself, hey, man, this is just small time. Mm-hmm. What could you do?
When you got that power, like you got that role, you got that motherfucking sponsorship.
You know what I'm saying? You got the big names behind you. Like, I see how these cats be fucking up. Yeah. I see how people who work at these big studios think that they are Jesus. They think they God. I'm not co-signing it. Damn Skippy, I ain't saying it's right. Absolutely not.
No,
but when you think about it like that, absolutely this shit goes to your head. Yeah. So for me, it was crazy because, like I said earlier, it was nice that I experienced that because all it did was make me more aware that I need to be more responsible with this sword of responsibility that I was walking around here with that I didn't even fucking know I had. I didn't want it, but that's the beautiful thing when you actually want to be a leader. Again, like I said, I planned all this in my life. You never planned for the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say, God, please allow me to work with my wife. And then when you allow me to work with my wife, please then give me the ability to have to stand next to my wife when women are disrespecting her because they're hitting on me in front of her wife. No, I didn't say that. But guess what? It came with the job. And as a man, it's like, I'm no idiot. I am no dummy. You know, I chose you for a reason. You look like you look for a reason.
I mean, you look how, but it's like if you don't know that we're together and they hit on you, then yeah. But it's the people who know blatantly, even if they've never met me and you've made the comments of my wife.
It's just for me. I just know personally that I don't reserve the room to get mad at any man for hitting on you. Yeah. If I'm out in the spot and he don't know me, I don't know you. That's just the nature of the game. Yeah. You're not an ugly woman, so I'm not going to be like, back up off my lady.
Yeah. Unless you're being creepy, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, that.
You protect the thing that makes me mad is you protect all females on the team that's ever been, on the team.
I try.
And it's really a backfire to the community because 3 years later, the community was pushing, sex sells, guys. We're not stupid. That doesn't mean that we have to be a part of it. We just might be a little behind. We might be a little slow. But 3 years later, things are starting to pick up. And that same type of advertisement, my God, excuse me, the sun grown. That same type of advertisement is kicking back in some areas. If you show your body, I say this every time. I do not care. I show my stomach, you know what I mean? But in a sense of using your body to promote a product has backfired a lot in lots of complaints. We talked a few weeks ago about our boy Shannon Sharp. Like, it's no different in every industry you're in. But you have been able to hold your head high and be able to say, me and my wife have worked with each other for the past 3 years, X, Y, and Z. Nobody has ever said anything about you in a manner. If anything, they'd be like, he's really an uncle. He be in that corner chilling. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because there's a few of you who think that you're just going to subside and get his attention anyway because you dress the complete opposite that I do.
See, my thing is this. I believe in going home. I believe in going to work and then going home.
And networking where we see fit because that's the way of what our industry is networking.
Yeah.
But absolutely. we pay attention. That's all.
Well, I just don't believe I'm not for everybody, and everybody isn't for me. I don't really care if that bothers anybody because I don't go out my way to bother anybody. And so for me, what it comes down to is this, right? I have been through a lot when it comes to working.
Absolutely.
I've been through a lot when it comes to having day jobs. I've had a lot. I've said this on this podcast before. I've had a lot of day jobs. I've worked as an insurance agent. I've worked as a cell phone salesman. I've worked as a rental car salesman, I guess you could say. I've worked in retail. Shout out to Big Five Sporting Goods. I've worked as a youth counselor. Yeah. I've done a lot of jobs in my 33 years of life. And so therefore, working with my significant other, like I said, was always on the goal plan. And once I got to that goal, I wasn't going to do anything to fuck it up. But with that being said, too, I do know that there's nothing said about me because you can't say nothing about me. Mm-hmm. I don't talk to you. Right. I don't talk to people that I don't need to talk to when I don't need to talk to them, where I don't need to talk to them. It keeps me out of a lot of trouble, fellas.
Right, and some people be like, "Dang, he's standoff. How you a standoffish?" Understand.
Being standoffish has kept me out of a lot of trouble. Yeah. Nah, man, it really comes down to this for me personally. You have a choice to be a creep or not to be a creep. That is the question. And you choose that question, the answer to that question every day when you interact with the opposite sex. Now, I joke around with you all the time, and I'll tell people in public this. Now, I ain't got to worry about creeping. I married my type. I like the type of woman I'm married. That is not the case for certain men. I know that. Some of you niggas are miserable. I hate it for you. But hey, dog, take that up with Jesus. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better for you next lifetime, player. Sure, but for me, I married the type of woman I like. I have dealt with the opposite sex enough to know that, as I get in that joke again, I'm a one-woman man. Primarily because I can only deal with one woman. But mainly also, I know how life works. Mm-hmm. You think you a player, you think you a pimp, you think you doing this shit, all that shit gonna backfire on you, dog. It's gonna backfire on you. They gonna tell, somebody gonna snitch, somebody gonna, you talking to this one over here, she got a friend over there. It doesn't matter, player. How about in this age, in this form of my life, how about you work on something that actually matters? A motherfucker talking to me about how many bitches he got in his 30s is a
This is pure experience, guys. Like, we're not talking about anything that we haven't come across or survived in the last 3 years.
Or a certain person, because it ain't just one person, one individual that has done this. Again, I'm not saying everybody I need to talk to needs to be married. No. That's not my point. What I'm referring to is that if you are one of these type of men who find yourself in a situation where you are being deemed a creep, or women are deeming you, insufferable, or whatever the fuck it may be, I don't want to be around you.
I think it's the doubles lifestyle too that men and women, like just people, also struggle with, and that's where we don't, we literally work together.
Well, the double lifestyle is whatever to me. In living in LA, I imagine that most of these motherfuckers I live and see are gonna have a double lifestyle. It's just that don't bring that shit over her. I just don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear it. Like, I like, do what you got to do, but watch my shoes. All right. I like my life. Like I'll say every time, I choose peace over the beast. Mm-hmm. I don't really give a fuck how that makes other people feel. Am I human? Yes. Does that mean that I'm perfect? Nope. But just understand this, like, if you are a man that is being talked about on the internet, or people that, folks don't want to fuck with you because you don't know how to interact with opposite sex, I don't want to do business with you, dog. I call me standoffish, call me where the fuck you want to call me. Just don't call me. Don't call me. Just don't call me. Lose my number. And luckily, I don't know anybody like that. I don't interact with anybody like that on the up and up right now. Yeah. But it is just one of those things where I just have to set that straight, because men, at times we allow other men to get away with too much bad behavior. Yeah. And for me, I don't. If you want to be bad, go be Michael Jackson somewhere else. I don't want to hear it. And if you didn't get that joke, you're too young to talk to me.
Who's bad?
Who's bad? Yeah, that's it. You got anything else for the people before we get into our story?
No, just know that, I hope that y'all find a great working partner in your spouse, if that's something you're seeking. But other than that, I worked real hard to get here, so mind your business. Auntie love you, ta-ta.
Auntie love you, ta-ta. All right. We got about 11 minutes to get up in this G thing. Got that listener letter. 1 second. Pull this out. The shabammy shaboing. Shaboing.
You didn't even look like you wanted to pull the letter out.
Well, today's letter, because I try to keep them all. Again, sorry, before we jump into this, if you guys want to send your podcast and letters over here, or your listener letters, sorry, I should say, shout out to St. Eyes, get me fucked up. If you want to send a listener letter over to the 600 podcast and get some advice from your aunts and uncle, if you want to get some advice from us, just DM the 600 podcast page. Again, that'll be in the description, just like, if you want to be a feature on the show, DM the page, all right? So this week, I'm gonna give this person a name. I'm gonna call them Crystals. Crystals.
What you think about
Yeah, I'm thinking about, shout outs to Crystals. If y'all know anything about Crystals, the place,
crystals,
love me some Crystals, bro.
It was good.
Great. No, we try to keep these letters coherent to what subject matters go on. And this one was pretty close to home because Crystal's husband, Russell, has a work wife. Yeah. And
if you're married, you're not allowed to have those types of things.
I think you're jumping way too quickly into it. Can I read it off first?
You can. I just
let Crystal.
My bad, Chris.
She's very quick with it.
Go ahead. She's you're right.
Yeah.
I just automatically.
Dear Auntie and Uncle, thank you so very much for being raw and real. I appreciate all the dope feedback. I just had a quick question for Auntie though.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just had a quick question for Auntie. Recently, while visiting my husband during a work outing, I was told that one of his coworkers may be considering herself his work wife. I was confirmed this information once I nicely approached said coworker and introduced myself. She laughed and stuck her hand out and introduced herself as Sadie, my husband Russell's work wife. She thought it was funny. I didn't. Am I tripping, Auntie? Or should I drag this bitch?
Oh.
Sign?
Oh.
Crystal.
Okay, well, Crystal. I would say the older me.
Mm-hmm.
I should say the young me, because I would say I said the older, but I am older. So I would have dragged her, but I'm not in that mind state anymore. A little bit.
A little bit. I like how you threw that in there.
But absolutely not. No. If you're married, then there's no such thing as a work wife, because I am your wife. I sent you with your lunch. You know, you got your little snacks in there. There's a note in there. We're texting. You know, you're telling me how your day going. No, there is. If you ain't, we're married, then you don't have a work wife because you have a wife. So don't drag her, because most of the time they'll press charges if they have the audacity to be your husband's work wife. Then they will call 911.
You sound like you know this from experience or something.
I don't know. Actually, I know I watched my friend's mom travel and beat up her husband's work wife.
Understood.
She went and beat her up when I was about 15.
Understood.
So obviously this isn't a new thing, but she very much went over there and dragged her. It wasn't good. Wasn't nice.
So what you're saying is I can't have a work wife.
You don't need a work wife. You have a wife who actually works with you. So, you know, anybody who feels like they're going to come up here and be your work wife, you know, you're going to get a stern talking to.
That's it? They're going to get a stern talking
to. You don't need to be, in the words of Tabitha Brown, you don't need to be his friend, because I don't want to be your friend. And if I don't want to be your friend, then he don't want to be your friend. Okay?
I think
that's a stern talking to.
Cool our horses here. All right. Work wives they're not all bad.
There's no such thing as a work wife if you are a real husband. If your wife has a ring on her finger, a tattoo, you did a ceremony, you got pictures. Okay? No work wife. No.
I just don't think she should.
The work wives are like jokes, you know, when you have nobody, you know, just you and your cat. Okay? We can do that maybe, but you come home, you get in the car, and you drive home to your wife. So what, you coming home from two wives like it's 1968? You on the fucking tour like the Temptations? What you
doing? I believe that when you are at work, it is important to have somebody that can hold you down. You do. Your wife. Exactly.
And what happened to the... See, it was about to make me hurt people's feelings. Because remember when I didn't work with you? Yeah. That assistant was terrible.
I did have an assistant.
And she was terrible. Capital T.
She was
terrible.
You were very bad. I'm just saying.
Real bad.
I'm pretending like I was going to say your name.
In word.
Shut up. I know she's not watching, but yeah, you were bad. I'm not going to lie, man. This reminds me of a scenario. I'm going to tell y'all a story about Auntie. She doesn't even remember. I thought that she would remember, But when I first started dating Auntie, I was working at a job. I won't say where the job is at. And we had a potluck for the holidays. And
yeah, go on.
And a nice young lady told me that there was some dip that was really good. And she said, you should try this dip. And I said, okay, I'll get some. And then she put it on the chip. And then she tried to feed it to me.
She tried to feed him the chip. Like he don't got 2 big ass hands. Like you ain't have hands about 7-8 years before her. Before she even had fingernails in the womb.
Anyway, she was younger than me, obviously. And
dumber than you.
She tried to feed me the chip.
She tried to feed him a chip.
And I told her nicely to just put the chip on the plate, that I would have it later.
She was trying to come out there with nubs. And that was about 3 years ago, where I still was a little, you know? So I probably would have pushed her down the hill with Jack and Jill if I seen her.
All over a chip, baby.
You really be antagonizing me. And at this point, I'm better than that. Because you just want me to just start roasting them up. Because I'm a comedian and I be eating these.
No, I thoroughly believe, like, 3 years later, like, it was like, man.
Well, obviously, like, it's past now. But I really do be like, girl, don't. Obviously, I can't even say what I was going to say. But, you know, we have a very strong relationship. And I feel very strongly about you. In a sense, you know, haven't felt before. And that will start issues, you know. So, no work wives if you are actually married. Even when you're in a relationship, that's not funny. Like, you need to drop that.
Yeah,
if you guys decide that you're going to take this seriously, like you're going to really be together, then, like, that's not funny.
Well, for me,
this ain't baby boy.
It only is a problem because, like, I feel like you don't know your wife, or Russell. I'm sorry, Crystal. I feel like your husband doesn't know you well enough, because I know I would never allow a woman to walk up to you and be like, hey, I'm Uncle Swerve. Like, no.
But, like, why would we drag her and not slap him in the head for thinking I'm going to pop up and some woman's going to claim my man?
That's what I'm saying.
That's not a thing.
If anybody, Russell should get slapped in the back of his shit, because, Russell, why don't you know your woman? And then, if this what you got going on, Russell, why don't you tell your work wife
that I don't like that? Because she don't know. Maybe she thinks that, like, even if I found out about it, like, she didn't think it was a big of a deal because we're doing it. Like, that girl, it's not on the girl. That's growth from me too, because obviously kicking people's kneecaps in over my man.
Yeah, you just blame the bitches all the time. Hey, listen, here's my thing. Crystal, I don't believe that you should beat nobody up. I do believe that Russell
is the problem.
He might be cheating on you. Jesus. So you may want to go through his phone. I believe in going through people's phones. I know some people don't believe in that.
No.
But I do. Go through that motherfucking phone.
They're going to be like, Auntie, blink, run.
Go through her phone.
I go through the phone too.
If you love her.
Not now.
Go through the phone.
We don't do.
Go through the phone.
That's so stupid. The only thing I'm really working on about putting my hands on people is if you messing with my man. in his position. I don't play that at all. And some of y'all figured that out.
Well, we got to get up out of here, folks. We got to get up out of here. Auntie, anything to tell the people before we go?
Don't mess with my man. I'm gonna be the one that break it to you.
If you mess with my man, hey, I'm gonna be the one.
I will punch you in your face.
Hey,
and drag you by your hair. Kick you in the knee if you're tall, because I'm 5 foot.
Here's a little advice for you. Find your own man.
Don't mess with my man.
Hey, all right, we out of here. Bye.